I might have to quit drinking, y'all. I used to be such a bourbon snob, but last night I had 1 mini bottle's worth of Wild Turkey. Wild Turkey, not even rare breed, just regular old Wild Turkey. This morning my head is killing me. My eyes feel like they're coated in sandpaper. And my plantar fascia is still inflamed. Thank you for asking. I know you guys were wondering about my plantar fascia. It's not happy. It's not happy. I have a very angry plantar fascia. So I must admit your old pal Gribbs has a grump. It's back to being in the 20s right now. It was in the teens overnight. And it is snowing again. And to be perfectly honest with you, I'm not looking forward to the task ahead.
What's the most disgusting thing you've ever seen? I had to think about this for a minute. Because I haven't seen a lot of disgusting things, but the disgusting things that I have seen have been pretty disgusting. And most of them have been wrapped up in really emotional situations. So it's like, I don't want to call the things that immediately come to mind are a fatal crash on the interstate that I covered as a photographer. There wasn't a lot of blood, but there was a lot of dismembered body parts. It was pretty disgusting. But, you don't want to feel disgusted because you have so much sorrow and respect for the people who have died. The other thing that came to mind was my kid was in the hospital. He was a preemie and he had to have emergency bowel surgery. And they told us that, I don't even want to get into this story, but at one point it looked like he was going to come home with a colostomy bag for a while, before they could fix him back up. And, the day that I had to learn how to change his colostomy bag, I didn't know that I was going to make it through that. But again, I cared so much about him that I didn't feel just raw disgust, I remember though, this one time when I was growing up, I lived up the mountain from a pond. It was just a artificial pond like this one right here. You see it? Just like that, only a lot bigger. And my neighbor had a great dog named Raisin. Raisin was a black lab. I guess. I don't really know. Raisin was black and he was lab shaped. And one day I was out in the woods exploring with Raisin and he went down to the pond and I heard him splashing around down there. Huh. Hang on. This is odd. I've never seen it drain out like that. We got a lot of rain the last couple of days. Maybe it's just flooded. Anyway, yeah, so Raisin was splashing around in the water, which was not unusual. And I was exploring along the banks of the pond. And I saw Raisin dragging this, what I thought was a log. This floating log. He was dragging it back to the shore. And I went out to see what he was doing. And when I got close, I realized that it wasn't a log. It was a dead deer. And it was covered in maggots. Like the whole thing was just writhing with maggots. And I'm pretty sure that's the most disgusting thing I've ever seen. Nope. That's frozen. Statistically speaking, there's only so many times I can do this before I fall in. All is well at the Bothy. Nothing has changed there. I recovered the trail cam and I'm going to set it up down here by the creek because what happened the last time was I got so many false alarms. The bog hasn't frozen yet. Got so many false alarms. I had 153 videos to look through before I found that couple of videos of the deer and the fox. So now I gotta go back across the creek. It's just a tiny little creek. I don't know why. I mean, mostly it's because my foot's all jacked up right now. So I'm not as stable as I would like to be. And everything's frozen and slippery. Gosh, this is so intimidating. It's like 2 feet wide. Why is this such a problem? All right. Oh, okay. Fine. This is where the first place I ever set the trail cam was right here. I got some really awesome photos. Let's try this again. For the $35 I paid for it, this thing has been pretty awesome. All right, we're loaded there, and armed and ready. Great. Cool. All right. Enough stalling. I figure this is about the most disgusting thing I can do in the woods, right? So, I'm still early in my career as an outdoorsman. If I get this over with now, I'm going to be set for life. The problem, of course, is that the skull is still attached to the rest of the body. Well, what's left of the rest of the body. Coyotes have been dragging the other deer pieces in. All I care about is the skull, and I honestly wouldn't care much about that if I hadn't found the mandible last time I was out here. But that's a message from the woods saying, you know, you earned this skull, take it home. And this is we're outside the boundary of the area of the woods where I have a rule where I don't take anything. So, I want to do something to honor this deer. If you followed my channel, you know how I found it. Here we go. To remove the skull, I'm going to be using my Schrade SCHF 36 bushcraft knife, and I'm going to be packing it away in a you guys will love this. Some of you will. I'm going to be packing it away in an MFJ Enterprises bag that I got at a Hamfest. All right, let's do it. There's still a lot of meat on these bones. I don't know, guys. I don't know if I can handle this. Remember that story about the maggots? Here's a decision. Here's a decision. God. Okay, so I'm pretty sure the brain is still in there. And the issue with that is that it's been too frozen for this to properly rot. I read a bit about this online, and I had this whole plan about how I was gonna make this happen, which was to take it back to the house and macerate it in the solution of enzyme bleach. I don't think I want this thing macerating in my house right now. And I think the best thing to do is stake it again and then come back when the ground is not frozen and bury it, and then come back in a few weeks, right? That's a good plan? I mean, the amount of mush on this thing is just, I don't know if I can handle it. So yeah, so that's the situation. That's what we're gonna do. The ground over here is still thawed. We're putting the bushcraft knife through its paces here. I didn't bring a Gross. The rest of the bones we bequeath to the coyotes. I think that'll keep them out. There is not enough hand sanitizer in this entire world. Okay, well, it's 10:55, and I have to leave the house at 11. So obviously I'm going to be late. But from here, I'm going to go eat tacos with a friend. Thanks for watching. Keep the ends out for the ties that bind.